Capricorn, here we go. This is your reading, your proofread, right? The first one for July. Bam. So you're leaving something. There's something that's changing for you. And also you have a codependency towards something, and it could be like a work situation that you're dealing with, right? Or it could be like a person in your life that has a little bit of influence over you, a little bit of emotional control, and they have had it for a period of time, right? You could even be feeling emotionally isolated from this person, but you're still kind of like connected to them on an intimate level, right? This is talking about having the motivation and the encouragement to walk away, feeling the power of the emotion and the pull and the force that it has on you, and being able to relate to that intellectually and understand that I have a responsibility to provide myself with something that I can to heal. It's like being an emotional warrior, right? So it's kind of like if you're going through it emotionally, then you're gonna go through it emotionally if you leave too. So it's kind of like you're already going through it emotionally, so you need to do what it is that you need to do to heal, right? And healing sometimes talks about losing something, or pulling away from something, or isolating yourself from something. And it's Saturn and Pisces. Saturn is the planet that we can last see before it gets to the other planets that are beyond the human eye, right? Pisces is the last sign. Pluto is the esoteric ruler of Pisces, so it's talking about endings here, but it's also talking about like feeling like I'm missing out on something. If you stay, you feel like you're missing out, and if you go, you feel like you're going to be missing out on something that you've only had more of the same of. You know what I mean? Really, what's changing? This is what's changing. This is what would change it for you, right? Take your passions, do something else. Whatever that is for you. I don't even know, child. But it definitely has to do with, creativity and something different, wanting to experience something new, okay? And it's kind of like not even being too emotionally attached to the past and what it provided to you. You're like, yes, it did provide me with those things, and now it's time to move away. Okay, now let's look at oh yeah, definitely. It's talking about work, and it's talking about adapting to changes at work. And it also is talking about the conflict of being aware, right? So it's like, yeah, it's challenging to be aware, and it's challenging to like approach certain situation with the awareness that everyone needs to be affected in a way where they feel like they're benefiting from it, or they're getting something out of it, or it was made the best for everybody. It's in everyone's best interest, you know what I mean? And it's also integrity too. The Lovers is Virgo, it's the 6th house, and it's also Mercury. So it's talking about, communication and thought processes that lead to something. Okay, so you've probably been spending a lot of time on this thought, right? Spending a lot of time thinking, as a Virgo does, which is kind of like trining your energy. Okay, so you could have been trying to achieve something with little resistance. Okay, also, right? But then it's kind of like there is a point of resistance that's happening here emotionally with the 8 of Cups. Yeah, because you're letting your emotions sort of like have a pull, or have some kind of like your emotions are creating restrictions for you in some kind of way. Okay, and let's flip over this card here. Yep, emotions, definitely. It's almost like you don't think that anyone understands how you feel about something, or you're experiencing a new feeling that is causing you to feel a little bit confused about this new feeling, and you're wondering where to go or who to talk to about it, and you feel a little bit isolated or alone in this state that you're in, right? And you could just be kind of like being deep in this emotional state, right? Let's flip over the 8 of Cups. Damn. Pow. Ka-chow. Right? It's not looking good for that. Those emotions of that relationship, Capricorn. And the 5 of Cups is talking about, the resentment that you might have for not being in control of your own emotions, and not being in control of how someone was able to affect your emotions, right? How they motivated you. You feel like someone didn't believe in something. They didn't believe in their own feelings. They might have been lying to themselves about how they felt about you, or you may have been lying to yourself about how you truly felt about someone else, right? It's almost kind of like you haven't healed from the ending of something, right? And you're kind of like still in that place. And it's affecting how you see yourself, you know, the level of attraction that you might be feeling too, right? You may be, don't equate how you see yourself with how someone else might see you sexually. Don't do it. Because, you know, like, people have so many different, like, sexual interests. And also, if they were interested in something else sexually that you weren't able to, like, provide or change or do anything about, then it's like you don't need to measure yourself based on the desires of someone else. Please don't do it. Here we go. I'm going to flip over the... Oh, I already did that. Let's flip over the Page of Cups. Or actually, no, the Lovers. I'm sorry. Damn. Right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, all right. Two of Pentacles, which is talking about change, right? And the growth of a situation that sparked change. You know, so something may have been a little out of control. You could have even been relying on someone for some finances. Maybe you were mixing business with pleasure. Here with Jupiter being in Capricorn. And also maybe, you know, things got a little bit too out of control. Like maybe you weren't able to balance, or maybe you weren't able to juggle something, maybe time, you know, relationships, work, how I was, you know, how my emotions might have been affected by not being able to control all of the different elements in the way that I needed to or wanted to, or the person that I was dealing with wanted me to, or maybe I didn't have time for them, or maybe they didn't have time for me. And if we don't have time for each other, then maybe we shouldn't be around each other. Or maybe we should make time, learning how to make time for the things that we want to see change in our lives, right? For sure. And this is also talking about having more, how your relationships have power over you, how your finances have power over you, how your relationships might be bringing up how you might be, you know, not have financial control, because a lot of times your relationships bring those things up for you. You know, Venus, Libra is talking about commerce and merchants, right? And stuff like that. I give you, you give me, we feel a sense of balance here. Yes, I purchase something, buying things, right? There's an understanding. And also intimate exchanges, right? Shared resources, okay? Right. I'm bringing in something, you're bringing in something. We both benefit from what the other person brings in, right? And then we're also dealing with, like, just, you know, that type of stuff. How we're both affected by our individual realities. Yeah. It's like when you try to fit that Lego piece on another piece that it doesn't actually want to conjoin to. You're going to break the set if you try to force it. Also, who likes stepping on Legos? That does not feel good. It kind of hurts. Let's flip over the Page of Cups. Sag. It's talking about, you know, passionately moving on, quickly moving on. Try to move on as quickly as you can from this, you know. The Knight of Rods is also kind of like, you know, just remember who you are and where you came from before you even had this intimate relationship that you were dealing with, right? The Knight of Rods is Sagittarius. It wants to move. It wants to go. It wants to keep themselves busy. Keep yourself busy, Capricorn, in the best ways that you can. And forget about that which hurt you in the past and all of the different ways that you tried to change for that. It wasn't worth it. And it's still not. Even when you feel like your life is not going the way that you wanted it to go, don't think about going back. Okay? If you'd like a personal reading, email providencetarotkendrick@gmail.com and follow me on YouTube and Instagram. It is Providence Tarot there. And also, my personal account is NYC Kendrick. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Bye.